Queens of Stone Age, new album. They're still at it. They're still putting out projects. In Times New Roman, which is, I don't know if it's a dope name or not. It's kind of sick, but also kind of, I don't know. But I'm definitely kind of erring towards it's kind of a dope album. Dope name for a song, or I mean an album. And yeah, they are one of my all-time favorite rock bands, and they are definitely one of my go-tos when I want to hear something a little bit harder, a little bit more raucous, more rocky. Like, they are one of those go-tos for me. I love pretty much everything that they've put out over the years, even though their lineups have changed constantly. Their sound and their quality of music has always remained insanely high, so I am very excited to listen to this. I had no idea this was coming out, so I have no idea kind of what to expect, but I'm always down for some new Queens of the Stone Age music. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Queens of the Stone Age, In Times New Roman, track number 1, Obscenery. Let's go. I hate to say it, I have to give it all that praise, but this opening track is kind of, I don't know what it is. Like, it's not really quite clicking with me. Kind of a bit generic, a bit repetitive. Some of the lyrics were very, I don't know, kind of childish and whatever. Yeah, just the song's not really doing it for me. Hopefully it's not representative of the album as a whole, but track number 1 was kind of a dud. Let's go to track number 2, Paper Mache. Okay, I mean, it's a step up. Definitely more upbeat and, you know, and high energy than the first track. This is definitely a step up from that one, but still something's not quite hitting as I expected. It's solid, but it is a bit repetitive. I think goes on a bit too long. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go to Time and Place. Okay. There it is. That's kind of what I was expecting from them. Like, this is for sure my favorite song that we've heard so far. On track number 4, Time and Place. I think it had the best groove, the best kind of like earworm quality to it. It was very catchy with the whatever that continuous kind of like repetitive I don't know, that guitar riff, I guess, whatever was going on, strum, whatever's going on back there. But for sure, it had the most earworm capability, had the best groove so far. And from what I heard, from what I caught in the lyrics, it definitely sounded like he was speaking about his wife or ex-wife. Clearly, they're going through a lot of like divorce problems, but it certainly sounded like that was what he was addressing on this song. And yeah, it was appropriate. Definitely appropriate kind of soundscape to do that on. I'm digging this one. Time and Place. Let's go next track, Made to Parade. Still, definitely an improvement again over the first 2 songs. This is definitely very Queens of the Stone Age to me. Definitely feels like more early Queens, definitely more primitive, more kind of like raw and in your face than I guess for sure his last project, which was definitely felt a bit more polished, a bit more poppy, a bit more kind of like wide, like mainstream appeal-esque. But this one for sure definitely feels a lot more like stripped back and laid back, and like he's getting a lot of stuff off his chest. And yeah, that was another one. It was solid. Let's go to next one, Carnavoyeur. Hey, those drums are filthy. Those drums are super filthy and funky. And like, yo, okay. This might be my favorite one right now. like I said, I think that might be my favorite song that I've heard so far. The drums were filthy on that one, very funky, got a nice little groove and rhythm going on. And yeah, I mean, he's definitely speaking about some very deep, dark, heavy personal issues as well on this one. I think that's kind of been a theme throughout this whole album, which is not surprising considering he has been through a lot over the last 4 years. I think he beat cancer, he lost some friends, he's going through a nasty divorce, so it's not surprising to see him kind of go that route. But you know, it is definitely a change up from like their last few projects. It is definitely their most stripped back, kind of more raw sound that I've heard from them in quite some time. And I don't know, it gets a mixed bag so far, but Carnavoyeur, dope. Let's go to just do the last three right down the road. Let's go Sicily. Solid track, definitely very hypnotic in its nature. Obviously, like, got a kind of repetitive. I forget the actual name for it. There's a term, but it's definitely got that kind of hypnotic quality to it, where it kind of repeats the same sound or whatever. It kind of like put you in a trance type of state. Like, it's a very moody, emotional, dark kind of track for them. But yeah, it was solid. Another solid one. Let's go to Emotion Sickness. Definitely their most Queens sounding song, you know, their most classic kind of Queens of Stone Age type sound is that one, Emotion Sickness. Yeah, I think it's again, it's another song that he's very open about, kind of things that he's been going through. I think a lot of this has to do with his past relationship that didn't work out, where he's talking about, baby don't care for me, had to let her go, stuff like that. Like, this is clear, very clearly speaking about, you know, his personal issues and his dealings with his wife, ex-wife now. And yeah, I think that's something new and different for them. It's not, you know, they're not typically this personal and kind of introspective, but obviously he's been going through a lot, and this has been a project that he's probably been like building on over the past 5 years, 6 years, however long since the last album. So it's not surprising to kind of see this route. But yeah, this is definitely the most kind of like Queens of the Stone Age type song that I've heard from them so far in this album. But let's go to the last track, Straight Jacket Fitting. That was it. Straight Jacket Fitting, their 9-minute outro. It's very, you know, it's very in the wheelhouse where they typically like to end with like a very kind of slow burn, or have one of those kind of slow burn epic type tracks, and this is definitely one of those. Whereas I think the early ones might have felt kind of like the entire world is coming to an end. This one definitely feels like more personal, and like his world is coming to an end. It's certainly a nice kind of capstone or endstone to, you know, this extremely personal, introspective album from him or them. Yeah, I mean, I'm digging it. I was definitely digging the outro. I was vibing with it. It definitely takes you to like another plane, which I love. A good slow burn, and Queens of Stone Age is really good at that. Overall, for the album as a whole, I think it was mid. It was mid-level, mid-tier, especially when it's compared to the rest of their catalog. It wasn't like that huge bombastic return to the music scene that, you know, a lot of people expected, considering, you know, they haven't put an album in 6 years, and, you know, a lot of their work is known to be kind of more raucous, upbeat, in your face. But like I said, like, he's gone through a lot over the past 3-4 years, however many years he's been going through it. So it's not surprising to really kind of see him go this more introspective, slowed down, personal route, and really speak on like some of his personal issues and kind of get that out of his system in the music. And, you know, for a lot of musicians, it is how they kind of process their trauma and grief and whatnot. So not surprising really to see him go that route. I just wasn't the most kind of engaged with this album compared to some of their past stuff. But I mean, it's still solid, and I'll take any Queens I can get. Hopefully now, you know, this gets them kind of back in the mood or kind of the rhythm to put out more music on a more consistent basis. But who knows? Overall, I wouldn't rank this too high on their catalog, but who knows? Maybe it'll grow on me the more I kind of like listen, because I definitely want to go back and dive a little bit deeper into the album as a whole. But overall, I'm kind of feeling mixed feelings about it. Like it's a mixed bag of good and so. But what do you guys think about it? What were your favorite tracks? Which ones worked the most for you? Which ones didn't? Let us know in the comments down below wherever you're watching or listening to this.